is it possible to actually abolish such ideas?
This is one of the most difficult questions that we have to answer now. Terrorism hasn't only affected our region, but it has also spread to Europe, as we saw in the video. How can we eliminate terrorism?
Well, as I said, it's not one country responsibility. It's not group of countries responsibility. It is the whole as the world as a whole. And here I mentioned the United Nations. The United Nations, as I said, have the strategy of counterterrorism. They have the means, they have the experts, they know the rules. They deal with 195 countries which are members of the General Assembly can have a great role in this. Since 1991 and until now, there are so many resolutions passed by the United Nations General Assembly regarding counterterrorism. And they are telling the state how they can deal with these acts when it happens. And before it happens, the Security Council also issues so many resolutions. So the UN can play a very important role in this field, in preventing the terrorism from taking place. Not only that, we have also international organizations who can play a role, like World Civilization Civil Aviation organizations, like WTO, like the ITU. All these entities can have a certain part in preventing this phenomenon from spreading in a certain country or to another countries in the world. So the UN has and here also I can tell you there are also two entities who can play important roles. The Human Rights Councils of the United Nations. This council can, through the respect for a human right, can also contribute to prevention of such kind of terrorism taking place in the world. You have also the human rights commissioners in Geneva. These people also very much, they have the expertise, they have the experts people, they know what is going on. They can also advise countries who have problems with human rights, who can avoid such kind of terrorist acts. So it is a world effort. It's not one state or a group of states.
I understand that, but do you, your opinion on the fact that the world effort has become more clear after the first attacks in France?
Well, this kind of action or acts being going for a long time. It's not only in France. But why in France? There are reasons behind it. If you see in France, there are about 5 million or more from Algeria and Morocco, North Africa. And these people, they are very much integrated into the French society. And this kind of Daesh or Taliban, or they're exploiting certain elements. I'm not saying all of them. Some of them very much committed to the state, to the French systems, to the French values, but there are exceptions. As our friends in the report said, those who are exposed, like unemployed, like young people who don't understand Islam, exactly what is Islam. They can very easily prey on them, they can very easily bring them into their system, convince them, and have a lot of attacks, in Europe, and like in France, in Nice, so many people were killed, like in Belgium also, so many people were. So it is unfortunately.
It is unfortunate that they do dwell on these people. What are the steps that the countries of this region need to do to overcome, or at least reduce the impact, to reduce the impact and spread of these evil ideologies?
Well, GCC countries, they have very clear policy plans vis-a-vis this problem. They are coordinating their action via the Ministries of Interiors, through their media, through the conferences when they have between now and then, through, you know, when they meet, through the clerics, mosque. It is fortunate in the Gulf that we have a moderate Islam. We don't have extremism, you know, like take Bahrain. It's very tolerant society. We have Jews, we have Muslims, we have Christians, we have Hindus, and that's that it should be that way. Well, I should respect the man as a human being. Why should I care about what he believes? It's been between him and his God. And if we coordinate our policies in the Gulf, exchange information, and also benefits from United Nations and its entities, then we can be safe. And we are safe because economically, I mean, we are sound.
Yes.
Of course, there are certain problems now within the economy, but all in all,
Not drastic.
exactly. That's why, and the most important thing is how much the GCC are committed to fight this phenomenon.
Yes.
And as I mentioned, the Saudi example, we should follow suit.
Yes.
And it's very important.
Yes. Mr. Hadad, before we end this, is there anything that you would like to add to this particular subject?
Well, I hope peace will prevail in the world. I hope this phenomena will come to an end one day. And I am very much optimistic that this day will come and not very far.
Inshallah. Thank you very much, Mr. Ahmed
Thank you.
Al-Haddad.
Thank you, Sarah. Thank you.
And we would like to thank you for watching and see you next week in another episode of Inside Edition.